Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday, the start of another week. Oh my gosh, where did the weekend go? Hang on a second. I want to make sure I see when you guys are joining so we can all get this week started. It's Labor Day here in the States, so we have a holiday today. That's okay. We still come on for Monday morning. We still do our Monday morning inspirational coffee, like I like to talk about it, and love on each other. No better, whether it's a holiday or not, no better way to spend time loving on each other, right? So hang on a second. Hey, Donna, Margot, good morning. All of you that are, Donna, you're here with us. Oh my gosh, Donna, I haven't seen you for a while. So very happy you're here. And oh, by the way, you guys, when I look that way, it's because that's where the comments are. Hopefully you've been watching, you've been part of the challenge for a week and you figured out when you see me looking that way, that's what's going on. Happy Monday. Happy start of a new week. Oh my gosh, happy we got through last week with that money attraction challenge, which was just so amazing. I've gotten so many messages and thank yous and been on the phone with people who joined our program and just an incredible week. My heart is so full. I went into this birthday weekend with a big massive heart, just like whew, pounding and happy. Oh, what a great week to spend with you guys. So I want to start off. Good morning, money family. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much to all of you who wished me happy birthday yesterday. I tried. I was out celebrating my birthday and I tried to respond, and it was just I literally probably will have to spend the rest of the week going through just let you all know um, that I'm so grateful. Each and every one of you took the time to wish me a happy birthday, and it was a wonderful birthday. It was dreams come true like crazy. Those of you that are excited because you joined the program and you want to learn how to manifest, I can just tell you it was my manifestation, my manifested list for my birthday times 1,000 billion. It was absolutely amazing. I'm going to post pictures after the live. So, good morning and thank you. You're still saying happy birthday week. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys, and it's amazing to be with you all this morning. All right, guys. So today we're talking about your money prison, and I saved this. I don't know if I still have that thing that I read. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find that real quick. But you probably remember on Friday, right, during the challenge, I read for you guys the story of Mohini. I thought I had this right here close, but it does not look like I do. So I know this story very well. I can tell it to you without reading it. But anyway, those of you that were here on Friday, you remember we talked about Mohini, and it was an article that I happened to, my yoga teacher actually a couple years ago in yoga class read it to me, and it moved me so much. I've never forgotten it. I make it a part of our program to share with people just so you can understand from outside of yourself what's going on. And so in this article that I shared on Friday, it was about Mohini, who was a white regal tiger that lived in a Washington, D.C. zoo. And they had this amazing, beautiful, beautiful animal in a 12 by 12 cage. And it lived there for years and years. Just to think about that. This animal that's naturally intended to live in the wild, just expanse of nature, living in a 12 by 12 cage. And so the people that worked at the zoo went on this mission to create freedom for this animal. And so they did a lot of fundraising, and they found a part of the zoo that was just massive and could give this tiger at least way more freedom than this cage. So they raised a lot of money. They got the ability to do it. And the day came, they were so excited to release the tiger and have it experience this wild, just some more freedom. Maybe not the plains of Africa, but some more freedom. And so they did. And in the article, the words that got me was, it was too late. And it was too late because this tiger had spent so many years in this cage, in its own prison, that what was really sad, that even now that it had the keys to freedom, It literally spent the rest of its life with on this massive plane with lots and lots and lots of acres to roam and be free and experience freedom. But because of so many years in that cage, what this animal did was just walked a 12 by 12 spot for the rest of its life and literally created its own other prison. And it was such a moving um, article for me to hear, and the story for me to hear, that it has forever impacted me. And I wanted to share that with you guys on Friday, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about that this morning and have that be the foundation of our time together, because we're going to talk about your money prison. And as you guys know, I have my own story about this. I remember when I met Diane, so this was 8 or 9 years ago, I was newly divorced and no job, no income. And I had an opportunity to do some mentoring that was paying me, I think, $75 an hour at the time, right? So this is 8, 9 years ago, $75 an hour. And the thing was, I had 2 hours a week doing this, 2 hours a week of this mentoring, which I don't know what the numbers are, but I think it's somewhere between $400 and $600 a month, right? And so I was so in fear. I was so in fear at the time that let's say it was $600. That $600 became like, have you guys ever seen there's an image on Facebook that I've seen many times on Facebook. It's like a donkey tied to a plastic chair, right? So they literally just tied the noose from the donkey onto a plastic chair. And clearly, this animal can run with the chair. But just the thought, the idea of being tied to something subconsciously has it believing it can't move. And that was what was happening for me. That was my trap at the time. That $600 kept me in my own money prison, because what it did was it gave me the false illusion of safety. I felt like I was so in fear around money that I didn't want to do anything to mess it up. I didn't want to reach beyond it. I didn't want to start my own business, start my own mentoring. I was just like, oh my gosh, let me just take this little bit and stay here and be satisfied and know that every month I'm going to get my check for $600. And I am grateful. I'm so grateful that I had that $600 at the time. But there comes a time where you have to acknowledge I'm meant for more than this. And what I realized was I did that for 2 years. And the truth is, I kept myself there. I kept myself at that limit and in that prison of $600 a month. Um, I just want you guys to know, when we talk about this morning, that it's you, right? It's like you've been given the keys to the freedom, but it's you that's walking around in a 12 by 12 spot, right? It's you. So I want you to just start to think, as Giselle said last Thursday, what are your own self-imposed limitations when it comes to money? What are your own self-imposed limitations? And this is not a make wrong, it's just an awareness. My job is just to open your eyes. I always say to turn on the light in the room so you can see. So when you think about it like that, like, you don't have to type the number. I don't want you to type any number. I just want you to sit with, wow, what are my own ceilings that I've put on myself? What are the walls that I've built around myself? What are the self-imposed limitations I have around how much money I'm satisfied with? It's just enough and I'm getting by and I'm okay. I'm like paying the bills, and you know what? Yes, I'm grateful. I know there's so much more, but I have to acknowledge that it's me that's putting this limit on myself. Whatever your fears are, why ever you're doing it, the number one thing is that we have to recognize when we're doing it to ourselves. And the thing about this money prison, what's your money prison, is it's not only, I want to talk about it from, it's not only just with a financial number that's your money prison, but the other thing is the how the money comes to you. That's another thing that I realized. I was in this self-contained little space around, well, I want to make a lot of money, but I can't imagine how, right? So it's just like, I'm going to sit here and just stay safe with this, because when I think about how, it doesn't seem, I can't figure it out, or it doesn't seem possible, or I don't know the next step. And so let me just stay here around and around. And it's like, our friend Curtis, who gave me permission in the comments last week, said, I'm on the hamster wheel. I'm in the cage. I'm in the money prison that I've created. And what I realized, Tasha, is all I'm doing is getting older in there. So I want you guys, yeah, yes, Cindy says, wow, this is deep. And Jackie says, I've held on to the limitations for a long time. So we think about the financial limitations. We think about a number and limit ourselves. We think about how much, and like we learn, we train ourselves to be satisfied with just enough. Oh, I'm so grateful, all my bills are paid. And meanwhile, it's like, hello, do you know you were meant for abundance? Do you know you were meant for infinite abundance? Never, 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 never were you created to live in a 12 by 12 cage of just enough, just getting by, being satisfied with a little bit more than what you need. Never. We were all created to roam the earth and experience infinite abundance. And so I just want you to pause this morning and become aware of the limitations, but now open up and ask yourself, is this safety worth it? I'm keeping myself safe in this prison that I've created. Yeah, I feel safe. Yeah, I like knowing that my bills are going to be paid. Yeah, like that $600, it made me feel safe. But what did it cost me? What did it cost me? The moment, I'm so grateful I had a best friend who said, Tasha, you realize that by continuing to do this, you are stopping yourself from having the space to receive the abundance that was meant for you. See, what we don't realize is when we're saying okay to just enough and a little bit over just enough, we're saying no to infinite abundance, because we are saying, universe, I'm good right here. And Universe is like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go over there to Jackie and to Heather and to Denise and to all the other people that are like, forget this prison. I want more. Universe is like, you're good right there. Cool. I'm moving on. Right. So you think that you're so safe, but what is it costing you? It is costing you the abundance that you were meant to experience. And so this morning, I want to ask you now to type your number. For me, when I shattered that prison and shattered the ceilings, I opened myself from $600 to multiple thousands per month. And it started small and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And not just from my business, but from infinite sources. That's the other thing. You're only thinking it's only just one way it can come. Well, I have investments that make money. I have like all kinds of different ways that money can come to you, not just the one way. So you're also limiting yourself with how, right? But I want you to ask yourself this morning, if I were to free myself from this prison that I've put myself in financially, and it is that the minute you're settling, it is that. I don't love to make it sound not nice and fluffy, but that's just the truth. So what is the number that is meant for you that staying in this prison is costing you? That I want you to type. What can you believe in this moment? If you were to stop settling, you really could make per month. Like it really could come to you. And we're not talking about just from one way, the way you know today. Because so many times people will go through our program and the way that the money comes is beyond what they ever thought possible. So forget the how. That's where you're getting trapped. That's one of your little prisons too, right? Stuck in the how. I want you to think about, what is that costing me per month? Tamika, I love it. Tamika says $8,000. If I were to, Stephanie says $6,000 a month. Unique, who is this? Michelle says 10 to 20K per month. Look at these numbers. $10,000, $25,000. I mean, on Amawami, $10,000 a month. 28,000, Margot says. 10,000. What I want you guys to honestly think about right now is that money that is outside of your prison is an easier life. It's a legacy for your kids. It's creating an amount of money flowing to you that makes you feel good and proud of yourself. It is your way of receiving everything that is yours. That money is you saying yes to more, to the universe. Lori says 99,000 per month net. That's my girl. Lori knows how to Lori knows how to play. And oh, Lori, I missed it. Where did it go? It's going so fast. Lori says 99,000 per month net. I absolutely love it. That is what the prison is costing you, and I just want you guys to become aware of it. Now I'm going to ask you to type which one of these really applies to you. And I want you to think about this in terms of, I'm looking to manifest. I know all these things that I'm aware of in terms of Tasha. I watched the Money Attraction Challenge last week. I've been following you for a while. I know I can manifest, but I have myself in some other energetic prisons around money. Right? So I want to type a few of these because not only I want to show you it's not just how much you're limiting yourself, how it comes that you're limiting yourself, right? But I want to show you guys a few others. I have 7 of them and I'm going to list them. You know what to do to create more money. You're just not doing it consistently. So you know what to do to create money. You're not doing it consistently. That's number 1. That is a prison. That is your way of staying stuck. And you can totally be set free from that if you choose to. But I just want you to be aware. For me, this is not an easy pill to swallow, but taking responsibility for the fact that, my God, nobody has put me here. I put myself in that prison several years ago, and I had to learn my way out. I had to transform my mind out of the prison. Nobody was going to say, there's nobody that created it, so nobody can come and shatter the prison but me. I had to do the work. So step number 1 is just where am I with this? So number 1, I know what to do, but I don't do it consistently. Number 2, I don't believe I can really manifest financial abundance. That's number 2. That's another prison. I don't really believe I can manifest financial abundance. Number 3, you have all the knowledge in the world around manifesting. Is this you? No, are you number 3? You have all the knowledge about manifesting in the world, but you have no results to show for it. No. I spoke to some people on the phone last week and they were so happy to tell me all the books they've read that I talked about, all the everything. And the bottom line is, that's great. I have a library full of books, but I figured out I want to keep reading books. I want results. I don't want to keep watching YouTube videos. I want results. I want the financial life that I desire for myself. And what's the point of reading all that if I'm just going to stay in the prison, right? So you have all the knowledge, but you just don't know. You're just not getting the results. You don't know where to start. You're not being efficient. You're like, Tasha, what's the best first step? Right? But even staying there, knowing you need that first step and not asking for help with it is staying in the prison. Number 4, there's no one around you that will support this financial desire that you have. And what do? Instead of going to find it, you're like, oh, that's just me. That's just my lot in life. There's nobody around that believes in it with me. So I'm just going to stay here. This is just my life. Meanwhile, there's a whole community out here. Meanwhile, I'm inviting you to take you on this journey where that's all we do is play and dream and manifest and live the certain way in life is happy and expansive. But you want to stay in that story and that prison. And you've probably been there for a while. There's no one around me. No one believes in me. No one believes in what I want. So what's the point, right? I'm going to have to battle my husband. My parents are going to think this. My family's going to think that. So you know what? It's easier to just stay here. Prison. Um, there's that little voice inside you. That's number 5. You have this little voice and it's always with you. You know you can't do it. You know you don't know how. You know you won't do what it takes. And you just let that little voice keep talking and talking and building that prison tighter and tighter and tighter around you. But it's you doing it. It's you staying there. That's another one. You truly don't really believe that you deserve it. You want to manifest a lot of money, but you really don't believe you deserve it. And you haven't done the work to really get to that level of belief around deserving it. That's a prison that you've created. And then the last one is you've given up on your dreams. It's like, why bother? I keep trying to manifest and it's not working anyway. So why bother? And you've given up. You've detached and you've given up. I want to see what you guys are typing in the comments. So I want to see, yeah, I love it. You guys, which of these are you? Which is the number one, of all of these, which are the ones that you feel that this is where, Tasha, this is where I'm stuck. This is where I've been stuck. And this morning I want to invite you. I just want you to hear me say, you don't need to stay there another moment. You really don't. Sure, you've put yourself there, but I want you ever seen that Facebook post? I've seen all these things on Facebook where it's like the man is on top of the roof and the community has been flooded and he's praying to God for help, and God sends a boat, like the Marines come in a little lifeboat, and he's like, no, 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 that's not it. And God sends a helicopter with something dropping down. He's like, no, 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 that's it. And another way. And then finally he's like, God, why didn't you save me? He's like, I sent you 3 different opportunities to save yourself and you didn't take them. So this morning, I want to invite you to an opportunity to free yourself from this prison, this money prison, whatever the limitations are that you've placed on yourself. I want to invite you to get yourself out of it. I want to invite you to join us on this 120-day money and profit mastery program that we are getting ready to start. You guys, one of the step number 1 before we even begin the program, this is like before the 120-day journey start, I'm going to take all of you through a process of release. All of these things that have kept you stuck for so long. All of the things that have kept you stuck for so long, I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you an entire week with a process to help you release it. If you want freedom, if you typed one of those numbers and you have not yet booked a call, you have not yet signed up to join us, and this is speaking to you this morning, you're living in your little money prison, your limitation, you're just enough, you're being satisfied when you were created for more and you're ready for freedom, then I want you to type the word freedom in the comments. That is going to get you a message from me in Messenger. That message is going to allow you to book a call. This call, I said it last week, it's your freedom ticket. It is going to change your life because you're going to come on this 120-day journey with us. I'm going to show you things that are going to set you free financially, give you the power back over your life. For me, I don't know about you, I hate feeling disempowered. It makes me feel so trapped and like I'm alive, but I'm not living. It's like I know I'm breathing, but it's just it's like you're not fully living. And I want to give you guys the keys to the freedom of your own prison. Literally give it to you to open the cage and walk out. So if that's you, I know that some of you were hiding out all of last week in the money challenge. You knew that you found this challenge, you found me, and you were meant to sign up and you were meant to come on the journey, but you let your fears talk you out of it all week and all weekend long. Well, here is your moment. You cannot hide from the reality of your desires and where you are in comparison to what you want in life. You can't hide from it. Just open your bank account, look at it, look at how you're living, how life feels, the stress, the struggle, the worry, and just ask yourself, is it worth it to continue to live in this prison that I've created? Or is it time I ask for help? And most of you that are watching are women, and I know this is the hardest thing to ask you to do, is to ask for help. But the cost of not asking for help, personally to me, is not worth it. I told you last week, I don't want to figure anything else out. I don't want to figure any, I'm not interested in figuring out. I want the people who know how to take me to the next level to show me what to do. So if that's you, last call, you guys know my birthday was yesterday. I wanted all the enrollment done, and I'm asking our team to open up a few more slots because I just believe in my heart that there's still some of you that you're just still there. You're still there in your fears. You're still there in your limitations, your self-imposed prison. You're still there going, just not now, Tasha. I love when people tell me not now. I'm like, tell me exactly when in your life. If not now, then tell me the date you have in mind. How much longer do you want to live like this? Until what date? Like for me, I don't want to live beyond, I don't want to live in any limitation another second. There is no date in the future that is worth it to me. So I'm curious when you say not right now, then I'm like, well, then when? Because when never comes. It never comes. And those of you, somebody asked me last week before the challenge started, because yes, it's going to require money to invest. Some of you asked me, Tasha, how did you afford your first coaching? My first coaching that I got, I actually, I actually was newly divorced. I went to an event and I got introduced to this mentor who I said, oh my gosh, I would love for this guy. I know this is the next step that I need. I had no money. I was 37 years old. So this was 10 years ago. I called my mom on the phone, and with a lot of humility, I told her what it was. I told her I really felt that this could help and support me and take me to the next level. And I asked her for a loan. 37 years old. I remember telling my mentor a few weeks later, she was like, oh, wow, you got to sign up for that program. That's great. And she said, and I said to her, she was so happy for me. And I said to her with a lot of guilt and shame, I know I had to borrow the money from my mom. And she said something to me that I've never forgotten. She said, Tasha, don't you ever, ever, ever judge the universe for how it chooses to bless you with the money that you need. And I was like, oh my God, I needed that money. And you know what? The universe gave me the inspiration to ask my mom. My mom said yes. And here I was feeling bad about it. And it was like, never again. I don't know how the universe is going to choose to bless me. I just know I have the desire. And I tell you all, where there's a will, there's a way. There is a way. And you can't judge. I mean, as long as it's legal, right? But don't be so in your ego that you don't explore all the opportunities that the universe has that can help you. So if you want to come on this journey, type the word freedom and be open to all the ways that you can be receiving the money to do it. All right? Do not stay in that other prison. Now, I want to share two amazing ladies with you because I want you to see what's on the other side of this prison. And the first one I'm going to bring on is Heather. Good
Hi.
morning with her pearls. I should have worn pearls this morning to match you. Heather, you are just one of my most favorite stories on this topic because when I met you, I literally remember the day I spoke to you on the phone when you joined you might not remember, but I do. I was in my office in my other home. It was a rainy Sunday. I was getting ready to come to the UK. Like I remember the whole thing. And you said yes. And you said yes and you came on the journey. But can you remember some of the things that kept you imprisoned before you said yes?
Yeah, how was I going to afford it?
Mm-hmm.
I took an absolute leap of faith because I had no idea how I was going to afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those things I'm not really allowed to have. That's a really big one for me. I'm not allowed. I'm the kid where everybody else has the proper Levi jeans and I had the ones off the market stall. That's my parents' attitude. You just get the cheap. It's nearly the same. Nobody will see.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Right.
all the kids know, don't they?
Yeah.
So I get the cheap version.
Mm. So you were like, can I really have the luxury of being in this program? Like, everybody else should have that, but not me. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you did it. So you went on
I
this
did.
journey.
Yeah,
And
I did.
one of the things that I know was another limitation for you was how, right? It was only, I mean, you're a
Oh God, yeah.
psychotherapist, right?
Mm,
Oh,
mm.
by the way, guys, you want to find Heather. Heather, where's your name? Oh, hang on a second. Let me get this off. I want you guys to find Heather. Um, Heather Garbett. She is a psychotherapist, but really her passion is the conscious uncoupling and calling in the one, right? So if you're
That's
looking
right.
for if you're looking for your love, Heather is your lady. You want to connect with her. She's helped me tremendously. That's all I'm going to say about that. And but one of the things where you were like, I really would love to be making money with this coaching, but this is the way I make my money today. And it was just, again,
Mhm.
limitation, limitation, limitation. And I
Mhm.
would love to have this much in my bank account, but in your mind, there's only these ways that it can come. So we go through and we do the work. And what are some of the things that you have manifested?
Well, I've given up psychotherapy now. I
Living
know,
your
it's great.
dream. That's what we're all about. Go live your
I
dream.
know, just lovely. And I love the easy and relaxed bit that you keep saying. I have that as a mantra. If it's not easy and relaxed, I don't want to do it. And I have that one of my intentions was to really get clients that fit for me, people who really want to find true love, people who are dedicated to having a good relationship with their ex, they care about their kids and just want that good, juicy relationship for the future. I just love that. I just love that work. Calling in the one's my speciality. I just love it. And I've got lots and lots and lots of clients, really good clients over the last 2 years. And Catherine Woodward Thomas, who's the creator of that program, she's quite a high flyer in America. You know all
Yeah.
about her, I'm sure. And she invited me to be one of her mentor coaches.
I mean, there is so much. There is, I mean, you got grants. There are all kinds of things that you manifested from just, it feels like from out of nowhere. Some of the big
Yeah,
ones too was, we talk about don't worry about how, right? Just we teach you how to ask for what you really desire. And I drill. I will not stop until I get it out of
mm,
you guys. When you're in this program, I'm like, come on, let's go there. Dream, dream, dream.
yeah,
Ask, ask, ask. And one of my favorite parts of the things that you manifested was literally easy and relaxed. The media came to you. The media
absolutely.
came to you. I mean, how many millions of people do you have the articles that you've written and all the media that you've gotten?
Oh, there must be millions. My aim was 10 million, and I think I've gone beyond that. I've been in the press 25 times since November. And we're not talking tin pot press, we're not talking the local paper with 3 readers on a Sunday if they're lucky. You know,
Yeah,
we're talking national newspapers, Cosmopolitan, the Telegraph. Don't think I've been in the Guardian, but I'm planning that. The
manifested that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just putting that up there. There's a big free newspaper that goes out to all of London, and I've been in there, I don't know how many times. Read Online magazine. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful.
And
And they all
easy,
want to know about relationships.
right? And easy and relaxed. Everything
Yeah,
has been easy and relaxed.
yeah.
So what looking at this conversation that we're having this morning, about just staying in that prison and asking yourself, looking at what you've manifested, looking at the life that you've created now and the things you've manifested. I mean, would you agree? Not worth it.
How do you mean not worth it?
It wasn't worth it to have been stuck there in that
Oh
prison
God, no, no, no.
or to
Hang on a
want to
minute, Tasha.
stay there.
No, 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 not at all. The biggest thing that I've got from this is a deeper connection to the universe. I do have a continuing conversation, and I look for the numbers. Things that I get 11:11 all the time. I just look at my watch and it's 11:11. You know, 15:15. I get that one a lot. It's just, and I say, if I'm meant to do this, would you show me some numbers? And yeah, and it's usually a double number, and it just comes. It's just great. Now, there was another point I was going to make about that. Never mind. It's gone out my head. It'll come back in a minute.
We were just talking about, like, was it worth it, to have stayed there in that prison? I mean, now that you're free, now that you're
Yeah, yeah.
experiencing the freedom
That's
and
it.
the ease,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's that connection with the universe, seeing the opportunities, taking the opportunities. Who would have known? I signed up, to pay my fees to you on a monthly basis with no idea how I was going to do it.
That's
It
what
might
I
have
like.
been,
Total faith. Total
well,
faith.
that's it. And that's the other thing that I've got from this is that sense of faith. that whatever I'm meant to be doing, the universe is guiding me. And if it's not this, then it's something better. But what happened for me, who would know? I had a massive drop in my income with COVID because I rent rooms to other therapists as well, which was a main source of my income.
Yeah.
All that went because nobody's renting rooms. So that was a drop of potentially £2,000 a month. Shocking. So I was thinking, oh God, what am I going to do? Because that's my passive income.
Yeah.
The government gave us a scheme, grants for self-employed people, and they gave us money to pick up the drop in the income. And then, because Christine and I just a month before had put ourselves on a payroll rather than pay ourselves as we felt like it, we got furlough money as well. So it gave me the wherewithal to comfortably live and do the course.
Right? The universe always provides, always
Yeah.
provides. And so when people go, I'm not going to do it because I just want to stay in this prison if I can't afford it, I go, are you not understanding what I'm trying to say to you? That when you take a leap of faith, you fly, and the universe is the wind beneath your wing. But if you don't jump, you don't get to experience that. And the thing that happens from there is you now live like that. That's it. You know
I
how
do.
to do it forever. Right?
Yeah. And my pension pot, this was just at the same time. My pension pot was with a company that's supposed to be a really good company, but they got a rogue trader and he was just about to take the whole thing under. And I didn't know that, but took out a whole new pension person, and she got my money out 2 weeks before he sank. She had to fight to get it out because he could see it coming.
Wow.
Yeah. And
See what I
now
mean, you guys? Like, do you
yeah.
understand? Who would want to live any other way but like this? That's what I keep asking. Why would you want to live any other way? Why wouldn't you want to learn how to live like this?
And
Freedom!
whose pension pot increases by 30%? I know, isn't that absolutely astounding?
So
30% in
you
2
saved it
years.
from going away completely. Then
Yeah,
you earn 30% in it. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, you guys. You see what I mean? I mean, that's when I say, what is the cost of staying here? It's not worth it. It is not worth staying in these self-imposed prisons. It's just not. When I keep saying, there's a whole other way to live. Do you realize there's a whole other way to live? Heather, mwah, thank you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you,
Okay,
thank you,
thank
thank
you.
you for being
But
one of the most amazing angels in my life. And you know
you
why.
know I love you.
I love you too. All right. Now for the amazing Denise. Denise, you're muted. Denise, by the way, she named herself Denise Money Manifesting McKeezy. And we had a call this week because you guys, do you remember when I called the winner on Wednesday of the VIP retreat? It's this lady right here. So I text her and I say, hey, you won. And she goes, you have to call me right now. You have to call me. So we jump on and she is like, pretty much both of us are in tears. I'm driving. I'm seeing numbers 333 as I'm talking to her. 1111 is her number thing. And I said, you have to come join me on Monday morning because Denise is the epitome of was living in the prison. Denise, can you remember before you joined the program, your special little prison that you were in?
Oh my gosh. I was in a cell within a cell within a cell. I placed myself in so many different prisons, and just by just listening in this morning, it really dawned on me, because I was in an emotional prison, a spiritual prison, a financial prison, every kind of prison that you could think of, I was in it. And right before I even joined the challenge, I came across the 5-day money attraction challenge. I was driving down the street just really searching for how to get out of where I was mentally.
Wow.
And I brought my tissue because I know, like, I started feeling like this when I was thinking about this yesterday. Just I to the point where I was going to see acupuncture therapist because I just needed to get out of this mental state that I was in. I went to my physician who prescribed antidepressants for me. He started me
Wow.
on antidepressants. This was the place that I was in. And I mean, financially, I limited myself because I saw that, my husband was the only one that could make money. I had no ability to make money because I had to take care of the kids. I had to, support him in his business. So where was I going to get the time to, follow my dreams? It was always about everyone else, supporting everyone else. And along the
And
way,
even that's a prison, right? Let me put
yes,
everybody
well,
else. So I just stay here, and even that's creating a prison for yourself.
exactly, which is
Yeah.
why I said I was in a prison inside a cell, because
Yeah.
there was just so many limitations that I placed on myself. Um, and it wasn't until, I joined the 5-day attraction, and I actually went on Facebook and I was searching, and I came across, and I remember I was going back and I was writing out the dates. It was August 23rd, 2020, and I joined the Money Attraction community. It was 11:58 p.m. Eastern time, and I
Wow.
enrolled in the challenge. And
Wow.
the first day of the challenge was going to be August 31st,
Yes.
2020. And and I was like, I came across, I was like, oh, 5-day money challenge. Oh, perfect. All right, let's go here. It doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
The first day I got an unexpected money order for $1,000. The next day I had a client that I was working with. He got approved for a loan, and I get, commissions for helping people get money. It was like $22,000 he got approved for. And I got the loan was much higher, but my commission on that was $22,000. So just the first 2 days of the challenge, I had made this money, and I was like, whoa, like I never I'm at home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, trying to figure out my way of trying to get financially, and meanwhile, I was back years ago, I was in corporate America making a 6-figure income. I had my daughter. I decided not to go back to work. I stayed at home, taking care of my family, making sure we went through our savings. I filed for bankruptcy. I did, my house almost got foreclosed on. My cars almost got repossessed, everything and then Tasha came into my world. And I remember after I joined the challenge and I started getting all of this unexpected money. Meanwhile, remember I said I wasn't making any money. My husband was the one making all the money. But I wanted something for me, because along the way I stopped dreaming. I stopped, trying to see what I wanted. I stopped focusing on me. But that challenge began to place everything into perspective. Like, wow, I need to really focus on me and what I want, and really asking myself, well, what do you want? Because I never really asked myself that for a while. It was all about everyone else, taking care of everyone else's needs. And then
So
the deservingness masterclass.
the deservingness, there's so much, right? The deservingness
Yes.
masterclass. Which, by the way, the first 50 of you that sign up, that's my gift. You get the deservingness masterclass. So a lot of you know your big thing is, I said, I think number 6 was, I don't believe I deserve it. I really, Tasha, honestly, I know I'm saying it, but in my heart, I know that's blocking me. I don't believe I deserve amazing financial freedom. And so the first 50 of you that join our program, remember, go ahead and type the word freedom. Make sure you get booked up for a call. I'm going to put it back on here. Type the word freedom in the comments and check your messenger. You are all the first 50 of you that join the program are going to get the deservingness masterclass. In fact, we've already started sending out emails to some of the first 50 so that you're getting the masterclass. You can do it this week before we start. Get started right now. But Denise had a thing on her fridge, I deserve abundance, right? That was one of the
Yes.
things. And because she did that masterclass and did the work, she really believed it. So we are way over time. You're gonna have to talk super fast. Like
Yes.
you go so $23,000 during the challenge. Then you join
During
the
the challenge.
program. And what happens? What kind of money did you manifest?
Oh Lord, within the first 30 days, I set the intention, part of the class is the first 30 days, you set your intentions of what you want to manifest. So I said, you know what? I want to manifest $30,000. Guess what? On the same day, I manifested $30,000. When I added everything up, I was like, yo, this is really works.
It really
And by the way,
works.
Yes, when I signed up, I told Diane when I signed up, I said, you know what? I'm not doing a monthly. I'm all in. I had just paid off my credit card. I'm going to put the whole thing and I'm going to pay. And I believe that I'm going to get this money back as soon as possible. Like there's no doubt that I'm going to get it back. So I went all in from the very beginning.
And literally like first day,
paid in full.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you
Yes.
went on and, I tell people all the time, you manifested so much money. You live in a house now. You just moved in last week. By the way, I'm not going to say any numbers. Let's just say, let us just say it's 3 times the price of the house she sold, right? She started this journey with us last year, August. So 1 year later, Denise, you're experiencing some levels of freedom. You have business opportunities coming knocking at your door. You told me about one last week where it's like with a bank that called you guys and they're like, we want you to be our person for this. You don't have to do anything. Just, are you a yes? Sign the paper. Like, it's like so easy. I remember having a call with you and I was on the highway driving and I remember this call and I said, Denise, how about if you just go ask for what you want, right? And like walked you through, I said, just become really clear. And I walked you through, tell me, what do you really want? And you were like, I love when you go, yo, Tasha, I got it. And more, you've gotten so much.
So much more. Even the house is like more than.
Yeah, right? All of it.
Yes.
More than materialistically. But tell me about Denise a year later, outside of that prison, the cell in the cell in the cell in the cell. Tell me about the Denise that's talking to me today. That's free.
The Denise that's talking to you today. The old Denise would not have been on social media, first of all. That's first and foremost. The old Denise would not have been on a live with Tasha Chin right now. The old Denise was not, the old Denise muted herself. I did not express myself. I was very behind the scenes. I did not want to be in the forefront. I did not, I wanted to be hidden. I wanted to, that was my comfort zone. And slowly I began to become the person that I am. And I'm still transforming. This is just the beginning for me.
But now that you're experiencing like this, it's like when you're in the prison, right? Like, I love how you said it. I was in a cell, in a spiritual cell, in a mental cell, in an emotional cell, in a financial cell, right? And when you learn how to live this way, I mean, I can't help but when I think about you, Denise, I can't help but think if you could go back and talk to that Denise before August, you would give her a good talking to and just be like, girl, there's a whole other way. Go get it.
Listen, so I did this timeline and I realized that the house that I am now sitting in was waiting for me. This house sat for a whole year waiting for me to align and to know, okay, you said this is what you wanted. I've already prepared it. Now I'm going to put you in a place where you can actually physically see it. And it happened. Yeah. Like your dreams are waiting for you.
Yeah.
Everything is waiting for you.
Yeah.
So everything that you want is all because of you. It's not happening.
Everything that you want, whether you have it or not, is all because of you, right? And what we did on the journey, really, Denise, like when you were in that place of desperation, it was just, you just didn't know how, right? You had nobody to show you how to access the parts of you that were so powerful, it could create all the things that you want. And that's what I want you guys to hear is when you come on this journey, you're just not going to believe I know. That's why I get so excited when we open up a program, because I know the testimonies that's going to come the next time, right? From you guys that are watching right now and signing up right now. I know what's going to happen. You see this life that I live, I literally get to live and watch my
Yes.
people live their dreams. I just show you how to do it. That is my life. That's my job. Can you imagine my life? Like you wonder where I get all this energy, because this is what I live every single day. Text messages, Facebook posts, like this is it. And what I want for myself, I want for all of you. That's why Denise and I are crying on the phone last week. Like I've goosebumps everywhere. I'm seeing the numbers. She's seeing the numbers, because we become we
Yes.
live in a whole other world. And it's
You become
beautiful.
so open and aware. You
Yeah.
become so spiritually aware of everything. It's magical.
Yeah.
It's a magical journey, and I love it, and I don't regret any bit of it. That's why anytime you call me, I am there,
Even
because
eight
I
o'clock in the
know
morning. Even eight
at
o'clock in
eight
the morning.
o'clock in the morning.
Only you,
Yes.
Tasha. Only you. So, Denise, imagine that there's a you that's watching this right now, where you were last year. I mean, I knew you were like, look, I've been praying and this is the answer, and I'm a yes. But imagine if you would have not said yes. If you would have not said yes last year. I mean, and you now know what your life has become like, right? Like, what would you go back and say to yourself if you were sitting there and you were not saying yes? Say that to that person that's you right now, who's just in their fears, and been that way for so long they can't even believe that it's possible.
It costs you so much more staying where you are than
Mm,
just making that, closing your eyes and just taking that leap of faith. Ask
mm,
for what you want, write it down. One of the things we journal that began, I was never a writer, or, but journaling and just dreaming and visualizing and not worrying about how anything is going to happen. Just dream. It doesn't cost you anything to dream, and then it'll just come.
yeah.
Just
Oh, you right. They see how what my job is like. I want to say to them, you don't understand what you're missing out on. Like,
you
right?
don't.
I can try and do my best as a human to explain it to you, but like,
Yeah.
God, you gotta experience it.
But
It's the only
here's the thing too. Like, we spend our money on so many random things. If I can spend money to go to lay on somebody's table to get my body done, I can spend. There's no amount of money that's worth getting my mind renewed and transformed.
yeah,
There's no comparison.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if I can sacrifice and I could buy bags and shoes, and I love all of those things, why am I not spending that on myself and my mental state to
Mm,
change my life?
mm.
That's a no-brainer for me. I'm sorry.
We love you. We love you for your honesty. I love you. Her name is Denise Taylor McKeezy. I know you guys can't see it because the little banner is covering up, but I tell you guys, we're an open book around here. We are real people living the real dream for real. Just reach out,
Yes.
ask them. Denise Taylor McKeezy, we call her
Yes.
Denise Money Manifesting McKeezy because that's what we turned her into. But girl, go enjoy your family and this Labor Day. And thank you for being
Yes.
on with me. I love you. Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
you to the earth and beyond. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
Thanks, Denise. All right, you guys, happy Monday. Happy rest of the week. I hope that this live this morning really challenged you. I mean, I know it wasn't light and fluffy at the start, but I just want to inspire you to take the keys that I'm giving you to freedom. Come on, type the word freedom, check your Facebook Messenger. And if that doesn't work for you, you can also go to, actually, I want you guys to go to this one, moneyandprofitmastery.com is another website, moneyandprofitmastery.com. It has all the details of the program for you guys who want all the details. Go for it. But if you're ready, ready, you're like, Tasha, I know, I feel it, and I'm ready. Book your call. Let's talk. Mwah. I love you guys. Have a great rest of the week, and I will chat with many of you, I'm sure, very soon. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.